Escobar, and I'm an applicant of Empresa Business School. Now I'm gonna respond some questions about me and my interest and some of my experiences. First of all, if I had the opportunity, what action would I demand of the United Nations Secretary General, and why? I think the most important conflict we are facing, we are currently facing, is the Syrian conflict, for many reasons. First of all, there are 2 million refugees in the countries around Syria. That's why the Syrian conflict is kind of a civil war, and the civil population is suffering a lot, much more than in other places or in other conflicts. And the second thing is the lack of intervention they are suffering. I think that lack of intervention is because they don't have natural resources. They don't have like gas or petrol or other high valuable natural resources which make it which can attract other countries to solve the conflict. The third reason is the violation of the human rights. Soldiers, the army, of the Syrian army, also the civil population they are hurting the enemies, and a lot of people are suffering from tortures and other slaughters. The third reason is the last year Syria was named the third least peaceful country in the world, and it was because of the conflict, because of the magnitude of the conflict. They are doing a lot of they are doing like a massacre. And the last reason is their cultural heritage. I think that the future generation should know everything about Syria, because in Syria was developed the first human population, and as we know, and they have a lot of not only paintings and sculptures and everything. For me, I believe that we should maintain that, and the war shouldn't destroy that heritage. A time when I took a great risk, what was the outcome? Okay, one of my hobbies is operating by futures and options in the Spanish financial market. And when I started, when I was 20, I risked 20% of my account, and in one operation. It was very, very stressful, because there were 2 days when I was dealing with that, and I was looking how my account was going down and down, and it was really stressful. And finally, I lost 5% of my account, which is a huge amount, but I learned a lot of things about that experience. First, I should be more relaxed, and I have to analyze it. I have to analyze my decision. I have to analyze my decision better, and especially when I'm betting in the financial markets, because they are very hard for me. One example, when my leadership had an impact on our chain, a certain situation, if I have the master degree program will help. When I was, during my second degree year, during one of my classes, corporate finance class, our professor asked for 2 volunteers. I was one of them, and I had to manage a 25 people group. And I thought that the best way was to divide that group and name some manager among them. I made 5 groups of five people each, and every group had one manager who reported directly to me. Also, I did a planning full of details and deadlines and everything. And we were covering the chapters of the course, and we was developing the project, the final project, based on my planning. And also, I assured myself that every single direction I gave to the managers who could reach the other colleagues in the class. To sum up, finally the project was outstanding. We were congratulated by our professor, and it was a great experience. Also, it was my first experience as a leader in a college course, or a college class. For me, it was very, very important to me. It taught me how to deal with a big group. And I think that Instituto Empresa will give me several opportunities to manage. Yeah, of course, because I usually manage Spanish people, because in my class, most of them were Spaniards. And at Instituto Empresa, I will have the opportunity of managing people from several countries. And I think that it is very important, especially currently, because we are in an interconnected world and we have to interact with people from several countries, and knowing how to manage them, I think it's essential if you want to be a leader and if you want to have a position with responsibilities, these kind of things. The most outstanding leader I've worked with, I have to say my father. He is an example of leadership. He runs his own company, and the aspects, the most outstanding aspects of him are those. First, he's a self-made man, no doubt about that. When he was 20, he started with a small piece of land, and because my grandfather was a farmer, and now he runs a company with more than 300 employees. That's for me, that's awesome, because he didn't have a lot of opportunities in his life, and I think that it is a great goal for me and also for him. His initiative, he's always looking for new businesses, for new opportunities. He's always trying to expand markets and everything. And I think that a leader should have these characteristics. A leader should have initiatives. The third characteristic theme is his sacrifice capacity. He's always working, and he's always giving his passion to everyone who is around him. And you can that's an example. You can look at it and you can show that you can, how can I explain it? Sacrifice capacity, how to describe it. I think that if you sacrifice everything for your company and for your colleagues and for your employees, I think that these people will give you it in return. Like, if you sacrifice yourself, your colleagues will sacrifice also. I think that's very important. And the last one is he's very, very helpful. He's always helping people, not only at the company, but also at his company, but also outside. He's always trying to improve others' life. And that's very good. our society. It's not common. Which aspects we share sacrifice capacity? I'm always looking for work and for improving myself and also for improving others. And then I think that only with sacrifice, only with work, you can achieve success. And another aspect we share is for passion for working and for learning. And I'm always looking for learning. When I was in college, I was always interested in everything, finance or marketing and everything, because those things are very, very interesting to me, and also for working. I think the only way a person can achieve happiness is by work, but you should work in something that you like. The third aspect is leadership. I consider myself as a leader, no doubt about that, because I know how to, I consider myself as an empathic person, and I know how to manage people. And the last one is humility. Keep yourself as a person. That's very important, especially when you achieve goals. You can think that you are someone, but at all, we are all person, and I think that a leader should have this characteristic. Differences with others. I worked with other bosses, with other leaders, and they didn't have that closeness with employees. When I go to my father's company, and his door is always open for everyone. He's always hearing problems with of employees, of suppliers, and I think that this is also important. Another characteristic, his word is a contract, and it is very difficult, especially currently in the 21st century. It's very difficult to keep your word, and I think it's essential, especially in business, in order to build trust between each other or among each other. And the last one is his comprehensiveness. He's very comprehensive, and he understands others' problems, and I can see a lot of examples, but I don't have enough time to see it at least one. When one of his employees, a woman, was pregnant, he gave her a lot of facilities, and that's not common, especially now when companies are looking to push employees, and that's not fair for me, and the way I think a leader should be. I participate in an important meeting with my superior. How will I ensure that every part of the speech I receive will properly also inspire clients located in different parts of the world? First of all, I should know what my superior wants. That's why I underline the importance of the meeting. I should know the direction he wants to follow. And after that, I think that currently the technology facilitates that work, and we can use a lot of programs, emails, or Skype, or everything, in order to reach every single stakeholder of the company. What I will do is develop guidelines, develop training plans, give them to the stakeholders, and I also will develop a mechanism to ensure myself that they receive the information the way I want them to receive it. For example, as I did in some person before, when I developed a plan in my corporate finance class, also I have to look exceptions because some stakeholders don't like technology, and for them we should make we should need other methods, like for example call them or maybe visit them. But yeah, that's what I will do. An activity I enjoy. Judo. I like sports at all. I'm practicing sport 4 times a week, and I've been practicing judo since I was a child. And for me, judo is my favorite sport because it gave me, still giving, values, respect to the opponent, respect to the teacher, friendship, being part of a group. Those values are very important, and I wouldn't change that sport because respect is very important, and these values I think are important not only for those who practice judo, but for the society at all. It's international approach. You can go everywhere, and everywhere you will find someone who practices judo. And that's very, very nice because when I was in England or in Germany, I found some people who practice judo, and it's kind of a big family. And I love that. I love that. And also because it shows how to deal with failure. When you are injured, when you lost a match, that's very frustrating. But you have to deal with it. You have like in other sport, you have to deal with failure and go step by step and improve yourself. And that's the 3 things judo gave me. I'm still giving them, and that's an activity I enjoy. For the world's cultural heritage was contained in a time capsule, what will I include to demonstrate the legacy of my country or constitution? I think it was the proudest moment in our recent history. One of the most glorious events in Spain. Why? Because it is an image of an advanced society. We had like 40 years in a dictatorial system, and after that we had a transition, and it was a good transition. We didn't have to fight with each other, and it was very fair. It can show the world how to join people with different way of thinking and develop something bigger, and it's very, very, very pretty that moment. It was the starting point of the society that Spain currently have. After that, we joined the European Union. We expanded our market. We did everything, and we became one of the most important countries in the world, economically. And the starting point was the constitution, and if you look at that, you will find a lot of good things and a lot of principles, and that's why I will give my constitution to the future generations. And finally, because the constitution supports the Spanish democracy, and I think that democracy is the best political system we can have, and that's why I will choose our constitution. And that's all. And I hope you enjoy my presentation, and that's all.